Guys, I may have done a thing. I might have played my wild card. You know, after the turgent game week 6 that I had, you know, and some other factors, I just felt like it was the right time to use the wild card. Even though it wasn't ideally when I wanted to play it. I wanted to play in a game week 9, but this week and what happened in game week 6 and some of the things that happened during the week kind of led me to this decision. So in this video, I'm going to be going through my wildcard team for game week 7. Hopefully you all stick to the end to see the full team, and be sure to leave a like, hit that subscribe button, hit those notifications so you don't miss any more FPL content from me. Now let's get into it. Now originally, even with this horrible result, I still wasn't going to use my wildcard. The main thing that's changed that decision was, one, Saka apparently is pretty injured, and after hearing the Arteta press conference, it doesn't fill me with confidence, and Ben Chilwell just got injured in the cup game. So that's kind of why I have used my wildcard, because I think if I just left the team as it is, even with one transfer, it still wouldn't have been enough to really save it, and I just would have slipped down the ranks further than I would have liked. So that's why I kind of used my wildcard. So, and also, man, Gusto, why'd you get sent off, man? Oh my god, so bad. So yeah, let's get into the wildcard team. So for goalkeepers and defenders, this is what we're looking like. We have got Areola against Sheffield United at home. Sheffield United, as we saw in game week 6, absolutely stink. They stink up the joint. They're like a skunk. They just stink everywhere. So hopefully they will continue stinking up the joint against West Ham United, because we got Areola in net, and hopefully he will keep a clean sheet. And yeah, this is not one of my wildcard transfers in. He was always in my team for a few weeks, so yeah, glad to have him in my team. And I assume most of you will probably have him as well, because his fixture run is excellent. I mean, look at this. Look at all these green fixtures. You love to see it. You love to see it. We have also got Kabore, double game week in game week 7. Love to see it. Hopefully he will score some good points. Luton aren't very good, but I'm hoping they can sneak at least one good result against Everton or Burnley, because that would help me a lot. Because even with the double game week, I don't feel like a lot of people own Luton players. I mean, Kabore is like 6%, and like Morris was like less than 5% ownership at the time of recording. So I hope those differentials can come good for me and get me back up the rankings. Oh, game week 6. Oh, why did I have to have such a bad game week 6? I mean, it's just FPL, you know, man. Sometimes it happens. Sometimes these freak results happen, and it just screws you. Anyways, you just gotta move on with it. And we've got Bowen and Trippier. These two were probably the main reasons why I've slipped down the rankings so much in game week 6, because I didn't have Newcastle defenders, which was a big mistake on my part. I have to own it. But at the same time, like 8-0, and the defenders were like doing most of the point scoring. It's just, why, man? I thought I could hold on to game week 9, but you know, it is what it is. But luckily enough, we've got them back in. Well, we've got them in this time round in game week 7. So hopefully they will be scoring me some points. And if they don't keep a clean sheet against Burnley at home, I'm going to be very cross. And I may just make my rage quit the season, you know. It is what it is. But, you know, that's the goalkeeper and defenders. I'm very happy with it, in my opinion. I feel it's a good base to start off with for this game week and all the other game weeks in the future. So good long-term holds and good fixtures for this game week. And next up, we got the midfielders. Dun dun dun. Oh yes, there we go. We got Salah in. I'm so happy about that. He is so consistent. He's been so consistent in this FPL season. I mean, we know he's a great player, because he's been such a great player for so many years, especially in FPL wise. As a point scorer, he's so good. But you know, 12.5 million is a lot to ask, you know, but it was a big price to pay in game week 1. But you know, now I feel like having Salah in your team is pretty essential. I feel like all of you should be trying to find a way to get him in your team if you can, wild card or no wild card. He is definitely going to be worth it, because these fixtures coming up, They're just too good, man. They're just too good. And hopefully, with me bringing him in a bit early, despite the fixtures here being a little difficult, I feel like hopefully I can get myself ahead of the curve in a sense before a lot of people start bringing him in, so I can capitalize, like I said, before other people got in. We've got Anthony Gordon. He is my Salah enabler. I've actually got 1.7 mil in the bank, so I can make some adjustments where I can. But we've got Gordon in for game week 7, mainly because the Burnley at home fixture I just feel like is a very good fixture to be in, and Gordon is doing pretty well for a 5.6 million midfielder. He is definitely worth 5.6 million. With the output he's putting in, he's just so good, and he will probably allow you all to go to Salah because he's so cheap. And yeah, you gotta capitalize because he's probably going to go up if he continues performing like he is, which I hope he will. I mean, the fixtures are very favorable, like as we know, so hopefully he will continue. And he's been starting and playing most of the fixtures, so you love to see it. We've got Jarrod Bowen against Sheffield United. Hopefully he will capitalize, which I think he will. He only didn't score against Man City at home, which is a tough fixture, which you can't really play him in. And also Chelsea as well, but you know, West Ham, I like them. I feel like they lost the 2 games there, but they were against Liverpool and Man City, so you can excuse that. So with Bowen playing against Sheffield United, I think he will bounce back in game week 7. And we have got the double up for Spurs midfielders. We got Son Heung-min, who isn't a midfielder. He is playing number 9, so he is pretty essential for the next coming few weeks, especially against Luton away. It's definitely a fixture you want to capitalize, and yeah, hopefully he will do the bits for me. And yeah, I still have the faith in Son, even though, yeah, I still got the faith. You know, it was a tough decision between him, Bruno, or Saka. I know it was super hard leaving Saka out of the team, but you know, because of the injury, I hope to bring Saka back in eventually, but you know, we'll see. It might be for Son, it might be for somewhere else. I don't know. I just gotta figure out a way to get him back in when he's back fit, of course. And we've got Maddison. I'm not too concerned about the injury. It sounds like he will be okay to go against Liverpool, so that's lovely to see. And like I said with Son, the fixtures upcoming are very good, and especially game week 8 against Luton away. He should be capitalizing. He is basically the heart and soul of the Spurs team. He just basically controls everything in the attack, scores goals, gets assists on set pieces. Just a great asset all around, and is probably one of my bigger regrets of not having him since game week 1, because I felt like if I had him in game week 1, I probably would have scored a bit more points than I have already. But you know, it is what it is, and that's the way it goes really. But we've got him in, so it's all good and well. And to finish off the team, that's right, we've got Haaland and Morris. Yes, we are capitalizing on the double game week, like I said earlier. Morris, I have to be honest, I'm not that impressed with him. But he is on penalties, which is a great thing, and I'm hoping he can at least do something against Everton and Burnley. Everton is actually a pretty hard fixture. They've been performing pretty well recently, which is pretty good. Yeah, still hoping for good things. Hopefully they can get a penalty, and Morris will usually score it, as we've seen this season. And you know, let's just see if Luton can actually create some chances and capitalize on them, because they want to stay up. That's what they got to do. So yeah, we got Morris in there, double game week. I don't think I'm going to captain him. I know some people will, which I don't really have an issue with, but you know, for me, it's just not a risk that I'm willing to take at this moment. I know some of you probably would be worth the risk, but for me, at the moment, not quite. Not quite at the moment. I need to get back up the ranks. And we've got Haaland, of course. Do I really need to explain? I mean, he's just a beast. Wolves away is a great fixture, and yeah, not much more to say there. Finish off the bench, the wild card, I mean. I'll show you my bench. We got Archer, Udogie, and Turner and Cash. I brought in Turner instead of Onana because Onana, despite the clean sheet against Burnley, I'm not too impressed with him. And a lot of United defenders are pretty injury prone at the moment, so yeah, the defense of Man United is not that great, so that's why I brought in Turner in. Mainly because he's a price saver as well, because I can spend in other areas, and 4 million for a starting keeper is pretty decent. Hopefully, that Lacademos guy, he will stay on the bench for at least a few weeks, at least until Luton at home. They play Luton at home in Game Week 9. I'm hoping Turner will start until then, and then afterwards, Lacademos can start whenever, because Areola will probably continue in net for the foreseeable and further future until like Game Week 18 at least, where I may need to change keeper. But yeah, that's a good long run without needing to change keeper, so you love to see it. And we've got Cash as a transfer in. I'm not going to be playing him this Game Week 7, but he will definitely come in the Game Week after, because the Aston Villa fixtures look really decent. I also am looking at Diaby. Like I said earlier, I do have 1.7 mil left over, so I can make some adjustments if I need to, and Diaby is probably a player I'm probably going to be targeting for Game Week 10, but you know, we'll get there when we get there. So yeah, that's the team. Let me know what you think of it in the comments down below. I think it's a super solid wildcard team. It's got longevity, it's got players that have great fixtures, and I feel like from here on out I can manage my way for at least 10 plus game weeks before I can use the second wildcard comes in at least. So thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like if you found this helpful, and subscribe with notifications on so you don't miss any more content from me. Thank you all so much for watching. Like I said, I'll see you on the next video, and good luck in your Game Week 7.